Hello, everybody. Happy Wednesday. It is Wednesday. We have a really good sale. So I'm going to wait until a couple people come in before we go into detail about that. But hi, Peggy and Jean. Peggy looks to be on YouTube and Jean over on Facebook. Welcome. I'm excited for today. What's that?
I said, hi, everybody.
Oh, I was like, I couldn't hear you.
I know you don't have me in your ear, do you?
Hi, Candy. Hi, Aunt Nancy. Ooh, speaking of Aunt Nancy and Uncle Doug, they have their 40th anniversary tomorrow. So congratulate them on a successful marriage. No, super fun though. I'm glad that, I hope that they do something fun for because 40 is a big number. It's one of the.
That's a lot of years for her to put up with me. Yeah.
That is a long time to put up with Uncle Doug. 40 years. How long did you guys date before you got married?
Well, we were engaged probably within 4 or 5 months.
Sure.
And then
so we probably knew her for like a year or so.
November and married in August.
Ooh, love it.
Congratulations.
Awesome. And also speaking about Aunt Nancy, she is a stinking gem. We love Aunt Nancy. I was on Instagram yesterday and I just see Aunt Nancy's page, which you guys need to go follow it. It's Rocky Hill Quilts, I think, is her username. But her profile picture, adorable. Her quilts, adorable. Everything about her page is adorable. So go check out Aunt Nancy's quilts over there because she's a stinking gem. And she goes live too.
She is a gem. She might even pop in here behind you. I don't know if we can convince her.
We might get a surprise visit from Aunt Nancy.
Maybe.
I'm excited.
We'll see.
Okay. Hi, Juanita. Thanks for joining us again. It's good to see you back here. But yes, Rocky Hill Quilts. Yes, thank you, Peggy, for commenting that. So go follow Aunt Nancy over on Instagram because she's amazing. Hi, Kathy. Good to see you too. And Janet. Janet's over on Facebook. Kathy's over on YouTube. So this sale, very quickly, is a really good sale, actually. And it's running on all 3 of our sites. Now, retail, you don't have a threshold. All Chain and Findings are 30% off on the retail site. For the live shop site, after you meet a $50 order on Chain and Findings, so if you have $50 worth of Chain and Findings in your cart, you will get 30% off once you meet that $50 threshold. And then also on wholesale, Chain and Findings are 30% off. So take advantage of those great deals because it's only active until Monday. And there is a promo code for that. It is FIND 2026, FIND 2026. And then maybe we can get a graphic popped up here. Maybe later if it's not ready yet.
Get it now.
Right now? Perfect. Look at that. Love it. So 30% off Chain and Findings. So on the retail site, there is no threshold. You can add all the Chain and Findings to your cart, and you will need to put in that promo code. Do not forget, FIND, FIND 2026, no spaces. On the live shop, if you add $50 worth of Chain and Findings to your order, you must have that minimum of Chain and Findings in your order, then you will get 30% off of those. So see if you can stock up on some chain. You're going to need it for your fall markets. That is for sure. Chain is one of those that you can't really leave it out. It's like your main holder for your necklace. It's your little dangly chains for your earrings and stuff. Chain is just one of those things that you always need. So take advantage of it while it's on sale. And then we will get into our Native Forged collection here. So I am
Well, we
excited
might want
to
to
start doing some
show.
demo stuff.
Let's show also.
We have
This.
something else too.
No, not this.
Our spinny wheel, we're going to do that
Yeah,
right away.
no. It's something different. Oh, there we go.
There we go, our big loop. So we do have a big loop. I'll kind of scoot this up here a little bit. So our big loop is this top stuff here. And then for our trivias today, we are doing some little earring kits. So there's this style of earring kit, super cute. It's got those beautiful hoops. It's got some F20s in there and some topaz glass, it looks like. And then this one has some jump rings, ear wires, head pins, and cutesy little beads. Those are really cute once they're finished. So we have 3 trivias. They're all earring kits. And then our big loop for the end drawing is up top here. You can only win the big loot once every 6 months, and you can win 1 trivia alive. And to claim those, you must have an open order with us on vintageliveshop.com. So if you place an order, we will add your winnings in there for free. So take advantage of that. And then Live Shop is also free shipping. Every order, every day. You're saving a minimum of $6 every order you place on Live Shop, just in shipping, which is insane. Literally insane that we offer free shipping like that. Good thing it's only on the one platform, because there's no way we could do that for retail and wholesale. No stinking way. Hi, Sherry. Good to see you. And Lynn as well. Hi, Miss Chris. Looks like we have quite a few people in here, so let's start on our native forged collection here, or nature forged collection. So we have some really cute things. We're gonna show this bracelet first here. You can see that I use those copper leaves as our little sides to our bracelets with that really pretty dragonfly wrap using that circle blank. And we had some hammering, as you can tell, and then there are some paint colors on here that I'm excited to show you guys. But I really love that bracelet, and it's very, very comfortable. I'm not one that really likes big focals for my bracelets. I really like the fine, simple, not super heavy, but this is very light, surprisingly, because of how big it is, and it's so comfortable. Unfortunately, we're not able to offer these copper leaves in bulk, and we can only offer them in the sampler because they are not overstock and I don't have a big quantity of them. And that same goes for the natural brass version of this leaf too. I was unable to do any bulk packs with this leaf because we are running low on it, which is expected because we're getting into that fall season. So make sure you grab the sampler. The sampler will have all of the focals that you need to create everything that I've made in this collection. So the bracelet, the 2 pairs of earrings, and then this necklace here. Everything, all those focals come in there. You just need to add your chain and findings, which while going through the demos for each of these, I will let you know what findings and chain that I ended up using for each. But that 1 focal sampler bundle retails for $111, and you're getting it for like what, 68? Yeah, $68, which is crazy. And then if you do 68 divided by 30, a little over $2 a piece, which is insane because some of these, like this one's $9.50 a piece. This one's $10 a piece. Like there's so many on here that are pushing higher retail, so it's really good to be able to get a sampling of them. And then if I do offer them in bulk, you guys can order those once you find out whether you like them or like using them. So we have that bracelet, and then we have these very pretty for the fall season. I painted these as like a falling, changing leaf. So super cute. It's a pressed leaf that's solid brass underneath there. So you can see the before and after here is really good. So this is the before, the solid brass version, and then this is after it's been painted. And then took one of those really cute filigree ferns and layered that with it. And then you will get the beads and the cab and the flatbacks that you need for this as well. So this is the top bead, very pretty. It's green and speckled with some brown, perfect for fall. And I thought it went beautifully with the way that the leaf was painted here. So super cute on those. And we have these earrings that we'll be going through. I'm a big fan of these. These will probably come home with me. So this is the open ginkgo leaf that I have cut in half and then used these curved bars. These are pewter antique, brass or bronze plated. I can't remember. They're probably bronze plated. So use those as our little tier up here at the top. And then hung one of these really cute lily drops. This is a green girl piece from the bottom there. I really, really, really like those earrings. I wanted to use this piece, but I wasn't quite sure how I wanted to use it. You guys have seen it used in a toggle before with the branch. I'm hoping you have, because we do sell it as a toggle set on the retail. Let me see if I have, I know I have a branch over here somewhere. I left some out just in case. Hold on, because I think that that's important to show with this. Maybe if I come down below to my stock from last week. Oh, that's not it. Here they are. Let's pull out one of these branches for you here. So on the retail site, we sell it as a toggle. And we sell them individually as bulk and individual items. But essentially, you would toggle it through, and this is what's going to be preventing it from going through. So you can toggle it like that, which is cute. But I wanted to use it in a different way that I haven't seen it used, so I decided to cut it in half and do it like that, which I thought was cute. Thanks, Peggy. And then the last one that we'll be getting into is this beauty. So the tiered flowers at the top have glued on flatbacks, and then we used one of those F103 filigree with a BC011 bead cap to encase that cab, and then dropped one of those monstera leaves at the bottom, added a little bit of paint, and then an artisan copper open leaf down there as well. So super excited to start demoing. Let's start off with our bracelet first, because that is the first one that I had shown. And we'll scoot some of these other things up here in the meantime. That way they're still on the screen, but we can see everything here. I'm gonna lay it out straight. We'll bring out our components. So in that big sampler pack, you will be getting 2 of these copper woodland leaves. Gorgeous. I mean, stunning color, stunning shape, and I love all of the detail on it. Hi, Jane. Thanks for joining me today. I loved your live yesterday. Jane is such a stinking cutie when it comes to her lives. She makes me giggle all the time. And we have an inside joke now. Copper whirly doodles. And I hope she's giggling over there. So I just thought it was the most funny thing ever. I'm going to turn it into a not inside joke, though. So Miss Jane here, or Mrs. Jane, she emailed me about some pieces that I had on the live shop, and she called them copper whirly doodles. And I loved it so much that I decided to write that on her invoice as copper whirly doodles, and she just got the biggest kick out of it. I couldn't help myself but use it. I'm going to call them copper whirly doodles from now on because it was just such a cute little name for them. It's my favorite term for them now. Thank you, Jane. So this is that circle frame blank that we hammered for the center there, and then we will be wrapping this natural brass dragonfly around it. Love that. And we need to do some painting too. So let's start off with our hammer first. Let's really get this blank transformed here. I'm gonna use my 4-ounce hammer because I like the smaller hammer looks. Hi, Rosie. Good to see you. We're just doing some hammer time, which I know that you guys can't hear it like you used to, and I'm so sorry for that. I've even tried putting my microphone right next to it as I'm hammering, and it doesn't really make a difference. But you know that means that these mics are pretty high quality if they can do noise canceling the way that they do. So I'm just going around this full circle, adding all these tiny little hammered marks. So fun. Just hammer it out. Just like one of those projects that you really want to do if you're mad at somebody. Because then you just crank your hammer down, be like, oh, they stink. I'm just going to hammer the crap out of this piece. Haha, crap and stink in the same sentence. That makes a lot of sense. Oh, goodness. Okay, that's looking pretty good. I'm using the light as I'm twisting it to kind of see if there's maybe some spots that I happened to miss as I was going around. That's looking one more couple right there. Okay, beautiful. Can flip it over. Hammer it flat again. Take your relief block. So this is what it looks like before. And then we're going to really rough this up a little bit to bring out that detail. This is highlighting the top portions of your hammer mark and then leaving the darker portions, or the deeper portions darker. Oh, she's looking good. Okay. So you have to make sure that you have $50 worth of chain and finding. So if you do like one spool and then like $20 worth of pendants, you won't be able to put your promo code in. You have to have $50 worth of chain and findings in your cart, and then you enter your promo code. If you're having issues though, just email me and then I can take a peek at that after the live. Those are our hammer marks. Those are looking good. Let's add a little bit of paint to these babies before we form them. So for the copper leaf, I used pale green. We're going to shake that up. And then for the dragonfly, I think it was teal blue. So these two colors, pale green and teal blue. Okay. So let's grab a bristle brush for our copper. Might need to add a little bit more. The bristle brushes really like to soak it up. The antiques are nice because it really gets into those crevices. Okay, that one's looking good. Add some paint to this one. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Love, 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 love. Okay, let those air dry for a little bit as I pop these bubbles, and then we'll bring the heat gun to it. I want the paint to start settling in those recesses before I attack it with the heat gun. Get some of these bubbles out of here. Kind of guide the paint a little bit if you're missing some spots. I might pick up a little tiny bit off of this right side one though. Just a tad, because it's looking a little thick in some of those areas. I don't want it super thick. I just want it nice and thin. So I'm going to use a paper towel to soak up any of those really thick areas. And now those look good enough for me to apply the heat. Oh, your flu shot? That stinks. Okay, those are looking pretty good. The promo code is FIND2026. FIND 2026. Okay, that looks good there. Add some teal blue to this dragonfly. Doink. Just add a couple spots in here that I can move around with my brush. And then see if I need to add a little bit more. I might have mixed this with a little bit of that pale green. But I also think I used a little bit of a lighter dragonfly in the other one. This one's a little more dark. Little bits of paint. And then I'm going to add a little bit of that pale green. Just to lighten it up a little bit. That might have been a little too much. Just dunk some of that off to the side there. That's a little bit better. So I had a little bit of a darker dragonfly this time, so I'm just adding a little bit of that pale green over top of that teal blue, which is brightening it up a little bit. All right, attack it with the heat gun. It's looking pretty good. Take this relief block, highlight a little bit of that copper. And our dragonfly as well. Sometimes I find that it's easier to use the relief block if I just set my piece down and then glide my block across. I'll bring out those highlighting spots. Yeah, that looks great. Beautiful. Okay, let's add a hole punch to the bottom of this. There's already one in the top, but I'm going to take my hole punch and kind of go down a little bit more. Nice. And approximately, this is like the worst thing for me is trying to line up my top hole and my bottom hole. And then just be careful, make sure you don't over punch. So it's a little bit of a thinner piece, so you want to make sure that you're far enough away from the edge. Looks great. I'll lay my dragonfly on top and make sure that the holes, I can see the holes through the dragonfly wings. And then that's where I'm gauging my fold over points. So you're gonna need your chain nose pliers, these stinkers. And we're gonna pick up this piece. Make sure that our wings here, you can see your 2 hole points. And as I'm pressing it, I'm gonna grab a wing. I'm gonna kind of kink it a little bit. I'm gonna do that on the other side too. That way I know where my bend points are starting. And then it's easier for me to really crank it down. So here's a bend point. Here's another bend point. So I'm just cranking them in without the circle on there first. See if we still line up here. Oh, we might be a little high on the one side. Where's my hole here? Yeah. So I need to recrank these. Hold on. Hole. And a hole. Okay, so this bottom one needs to come in more. I think that's where my issue was. And push it up just a little bit. Crank. Crank. Where's my bead awl here? I'm going to use my bead awl to shift down the circle a little bit. And bring it back. You can do this after you wrap your dragonfly too, if it's easier. That's pretty good. Okay. So now I can pull this dragonfly wing down a little bit. So I can see both my holes really well. Nice. Now this tail, see here that it was wrapped behind and then back up. So I'm going to grab it right where it's hitting that circle end. Push it up. And then we're going to pull it down the back and then fold it back up the front. See your little tail wraps. Perfect. And then for our leaves, we're going to use these big barrel pliers. so we can make our bracelet curve. I'm just gonna use my finger here. There we go. Those look pretty similar. Yeah, those actually match up perfect. If you have difficulties matching your curves, you can always do it like one on top of the other. But that one worked out perfect. And they look a little bit higher than those. So I might just, boop, squish it down a little bit. And then I'll see what it looks like on my wrist if I need to form it anymore. These are JR01-170. It's a copper-plated, brass-based oval jump ring. Which maybe I need to grab some of those. So I might be out in my little bin here. I like to match plating colors whenever I can. And copper is just one of those really great fall colors. My dragonfly is looking a little more blue than my other one, so I wonder if I just used more pale green in that one. It's been a minute. Sometimes I forget what I do. It's our oval jump ring. And then your other oval jump ring is going to go on the other side, JR01-170. I need to attach my leaf first. Ah! No! It's so frustrating when that happens. We'll string you in the other side then. Beautiful. See what it looks like on the wrist. It's looking pretty good. Looks like I just need to curve this tail a little bit down here. So I'm just going to bring that in. Curves perfect. And I need to do the other side just a little bit at the bottom there. Perfect. And then at the bottom of your copper leaves, we're going to add a hole to each. Make sure you don't go over your edges. And then for the chain here, since CH001 is not soldered, you can open and close those links. So did a direct link to our leaf into a JR20-170, which you can use natural brass if you want. And then a CL0003 on one side. And then the other side is another direct connection between the CH001 and that copper leaf. And then a JR20-170 into a JR40-170. So super easy, very comfortable, and pretty. If you want, you can also paint that center. But because I painted the other items, I didn't think I needed to paint the center because then it gives it that really beautiful mixed color look. Lovely. I think we're ready for trivia. Give me trivia. Are available on the live shop as a sampler pack. Thank you, Peggy. We do have those. I think there's a few colors that come in the sampler pack for that. Otherwise, you can get that on wholesale or retail. Looks like we have copper antique, silver antique, and gold plated in that sampler pack. Looks like you get 54 pieces of each color for a total of 162 pieces for $20. When it retails for $40.50. So that's pretty dang good if you ask me. So definitely go pick up those oval jump rings. Remember, we are having a chain and finding sale today. So on retail, it is 30% off chain and findings. You enter your promo code FIND2026. Find 2026. There we go. On the live shop, it is 30% off $50 worth of chain and findings. So you need to add $50 worth of chain and findings to your order before you can get that 30% off on the live shop. You like the ring hammered? Me too. It looks way better with the ring hammered. Let's show a before and after on that. Thank you for popping that up, Uncle Doug. So this is the before and after of that
Yeah, the
frame
texturing
blank.
is superior.
It looks so good when it's hammered. It looks insane. I'm not sure if there's a maximum, Sherry. I think Jean's running that sale, so maybe if she's listening in here, she can answer a couple of those sale questions there. But I think we're ready for a trivia anyhow.
Yeah, why don't you show that card?
This card?
There we go, sure.
Okay. Let me flip it to this way so you guys can see those topaz glass stones there that I was talking about. Actually, do I have the
first trivia question?
I'm going to look for the finished version of these because I think I might have it. I'll be right back.
In 2015, which country started thanking people via text message when their donated blood was used? So people donated blood, and when it got used by a patient or someone who needed it,
oh, there they are.
This country sent out a text message thanking the donor. What country was that? I'm looking for answers coming in.
This is what they look like finished. One for my YouTube ladies, and I'll show my Facebook ladies here in a second. So those are the F20 wraps with your little topaz stones in there, and then your hoops. And then Facebook ladies.
So pretty.
They are very pretty.
That's just a great color with the brass.
And they're perfect for fall.
So good. Yeah.
So whoever answers this right will get the kit to finish those.
Well, it looks like we have a winner here. And that's Kathy Coppinger.
Kathy?
Yeah, the answer is Sweden.
Good job, Kathy. So she will get the kit to make those. And we do have one more of that earring pair for a kit. And then I have another one, which I might have a finished example of those too. I'll take a peek for that later. Congratulations, Kathy. Give you a little applause on my end as I'm getting into my crisscross applesauce. Good job, Kathy.
Got to do a doodle here.
Yeah, let's see the doodle.
I was tempted to do a picture of blood, but I thought maybe that wouldn't go through so well.
Yeah.
All right, so we just have Sweden flag instead.
Good job, Kathy. Good job. Are we ready to move on? Awesome sauce. We're going to get into these gorgeous earrings next. I love, love, love these. And these are going to go by so fast. So maybe we'll take a minute to add a little bit of paint to this leaf here. Is what I'm thinking. Help us out a little bit, huh? So what color do I want to paint those? Maybe green, because it's just leafy green. Probably green. Let's try green. We've done a lot of copper lately and a lot of blues. We do a lot of green, but I think we need to add a little bit of green to these. So I'm going to do that. Add a little bit of green. Yeah, don't forget about your popcorn over there.
Yours.
Oh, I thought Aunt Nancy brought it in for you.
Oh, I got a whole bag. The other
Oh,
side.
stinking yeah. Bring it over here.
I always pick out the caramel core ones. There's cheese.
Ooh, cheese and caramel. Those are my favorites. So I'm going to brush around this olive green color on this leaf. Popcorn sounds good. The only issue with popcorn is that it gets stuck in your teeth.
Is this one
Yes. Yep. Okay. Add a little bit of olive green to this stinker here. Love, 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 love. And then I'm going to attack it with our heat gun. And then we're going to need our shears as well. So when I'm talking about shears, I'm talking about these honkers. So we're going to need these honkers. That seems pretty good. Let's add a hole to the bottom of this leaf. Be careful when you are handling your metal after you use the heat gun, because it does get pretty hot. Because the front is textured and it might make it hard for me to get my hole punch where I want it to be. The back is flat, so I'm just going to switch it to the back here. Make sure my hole placement's good. Cranker. Cranker down. Fabulous. And then I'm actually going to put my hole punch through this other one too. That way my hole punches are approximately the same size. The ones that come pre-punched, their hole size is just a tad bit smaller than the one that we make with our hole punch. So we're going to split this stinker right in the center. So I'm going to go from one side. I will not put my shears all the way across because it's harder to cut that way. So I'll do one side and then I'll flip it over and kind of match where that's at on the other side. That's looking pretty good. I might take a little bit off of here. There we go. Make it a little bit more flush. That's looking good. We're going to add more hole punches, but let's file these first so we don't forget. So we have this vintage file that I use. And when you cut things, sometimes you're going to be left with some sharp edges. Sometimes you can hammer those out. But I like to just use the file anyhow. Especially if you have like detailed pieces and you don't want to lose the detail, then just use the file. Because your hammer can smush some of that detail down. That seems good. I always test it with my fingers. Actually, I think this one needs to go a little bit shorter on this side. I might need to adjust the other one too. That looks better. I'm just rounding out my sharp corners. Pretty good there. And then we'll do it on the other side. Double check your hole punch areas too. My hole punch is getting old, so it's not pushing the metal all the way through sometimes. So I'll have to go in and just clean up that hole punch a little bit. And then I can reapply a little bit of paint if I happen to scuff some of that off. The finger trick really helps. I'm just going to take a tiny bit off that side. Oh, GPS. I'm one of those, you guys will have to let me know if you guys are too, but I'm one of those that likes to quote unquote beat the GPS. So you know how they have your estimated time of arrival? I always try and beat that, especially if I'm driving down to Virginia. I know it's frowned upon, but I will be speeding. I speed down to Virginia because it's a 14-hour drive, and if you have to stop, it like turns into a much longer drive. So usually I'm really good about making up my stop time on my way down to see my parents and on my way back up. So whatever time I use to stop, I make up by speeding. Don't tell anybody. Don't tell me. Well, it's not like I'm going 100 miles per hour, so we're good there. Let's just say I speed, but I don't speed enough to get a felony. We're gonna stay away from those. Okay, so now that I've smoothed out those edges, I'm just gonna come in with my relief block, brighten some of this leaf up a little bit. Do that on the other side. You too, Pam? Okay, at least somebody's got me. That is me. Okay. Those look great. Now we're going to add some more hole punches. Hi, Lisa. Definitely replay because there's some cute stuff in here. All right, I'm going to add it to the corner of each of these, the outside corners. So one there, and we're going to do one on this outside. Make sure your hole punches are lined up so you don't go over the edges. That one was a little close. Oh yeah, baby. We're gonna punch some holes. Great. That worked out perfect. Now these two little green girl drops here, they're gonna go in your bottom hole. They're super cute though. These are pewter-based bronze antique plated, or brass antique plated, one or the other. Sometimes those two platings are a little hard to tell. And I used JR01 natural brass for these, which you can get those on the retail site or the wholesale site. I don't think I have the NBS version on the live shop. Well, good thing I've never gotten a speeding ticket. I think the only ticket I've ever gotten out of all the times that I've been pulled over for speeding and other things, I've always gotten warnings complimenting my angelness. Just kidding. But the only ticket that ended up sticking was I had a pink lit up ring. Just a little pink lit up ring around my headlight. My headlights weren't pink. There was a little pink line around my headlight, and I got pulled over and ticketed for it. A non-moving violation. You are seriously gonna pull me over for having a little pink ring around my headlight when there's people running naked downtown? Like, what's What's more concerning? But anyhow, I went to court. Didn't get the pink thing dropped, but I got having no insurance dropped because I did have insurance. I just didn't have my card and I couldn't remember my login. So when I went to court, I got the insurance dropped. But yeah. For pink headlights, are you kidding me? The only ticket I've ever gotten. I was for sure thought I was going to get ticketed for speeding before pink stinking headlights. Or not even pink headlights. A pink ring. Um. You aren't charged 10 for the free gift, Sherry. I know it seems confusing, but all it's doing there is it's a placeholder. So your 10 for your free gift is not charged to you. It's just there, but it says 0 afterwards. So I promise you, you guys are not charged for your gifts. Rest assured, those are free. We just have to have a placeholder in there so I don't miss them when I'm checking them off the invoices. So just to clear that up, those gifts are free. We do just have to put something in there so I don't forget to enter them or add them to your orders. Next up are the JR20s in natural brass. And get those out. A broken taillight is also a moving violation. Yeah. I just recently had a taillight go out. And I fixed that because I was nervous for maybe having to get pulled over for that. So I did fix that right away. But my car does it? Does yours, Lisa, where it gives you like a little warning that your taillight's out? Or does it like flicker faster than what it usually does? Because that's what happened to mine. Okay, Sherry, I'll take a look at it. I wonder if that has something to do with how we have the sale set up. But I'll take a peek. Sometimes your invoices too, so like your packing slips, sometimes they won't reflect the right prices per thing. I have noticed. Like sometimes it'll say like something's $100 when it was really $20, but then something else that was $100 says that it's $20. So I have seen some of those cases too, but I will take a peek at your order, Sherry, and make sure that it's taken care of. They should give you a warning, but sometimes people don't listen to those warnings and they just keep going. Uh-oh, something happened. We're back. We're back, but blurry. No, that looks good. We're okay. That was weird. Oh, I think it's because I'm getting notifications on my phone for something. My Ring camera at home is going off like crazy. Okay. I may have put that one on backwards. No, that looks right. Maybe? Let me see here. If I scrunch these together at the top, if I put those on right. Up. Up. Oh, I might have put one on backwards. Sometimes these can get a little confusing. So this one's got to flip, I think. I should just put them together at the top and then do them at the bottom. But the jump ring sampler doesn't. I'll look into it, ladies. I wonder if maybe Jean forgot about the jump ring samplers Maybe she was thinking just bulk packs or something. I'll look into it. I'll look into both Sherry's and Kathy's orders here. And you guys can always email me too if you're having issues. I might have put them on both backwards. Jeez, Corian. I'm too distracted. I'm distracted by all these wonderful comments and questions because it's good because other people might have those same questions. Okay. So let's make sure I get these on right this time. So I think that one's going that way. This one's going this way. Or is it backwards? Sorry, my brain is not braining today. So I'm going to get one of these on the jump ring. Get the other one on the jump ring. Because this is how they're laying. So yes, this would probably be the easiest way to get them on without confusing your brain. Because they're curved bars and their loops are different. So you'll have a flat loop and then a vertical hoop. So sometimes it can get a little confusing, but I think we got it now. Definitely helps putting that first jump ring at the top there. And then we can slide these into their appropriate spots. My other jump ring. Oh, goodness. Okay. Those were our JR20s. And then another JR20 goes on top. And then that's going into an ER006, which I also need to grab one of those stinkers. Or two of them, actually, because it's a pair. But you will add your chain and findings to that big sampler, but it does come with all the focals you need for the full set that we did today. The necklace, the 2 earrings, and the bracelet. All right, eel wires on. Close that up. Voila. Gorgeous. That's with a little bit of green paint on it, and then this one's just natural. Pick your poison, painted or not painted. Very cute either way. All right, Uncle Doug, I think I'm ready for a trivia. Okay, so the sampler packs are having issues with sale stuff. So maybe we can, after our trivia, Uncle Doug, do you mind messaging Jean about finding sampler packs on the live shop?
Yeah, it's likely just a classification where she picked up all the findings, but not the sampler packs.
Right.
Yeah, we'll take care of that.
Thank you.
Trivia, huh?
No, you shouldn't throw them across the room, Peggy.
Peggy?
But
what?
You know what, though? I have, under some serious frustration, I have taken a piece and just, I'll see you later. It happens. You just gotta let that anger out, move on to something else, and then come back to whatever you're frustrated on.
That's why we have a steel bench block.
Yeah. And our hammers.
And a hammer.
Okay, so we're gonna do a little kit, an earring kit. I'll show you guys the finished earrings here for it. So you will be able to make these earrings with this earring kit if you answer the trivia correctly. That was cute.
And you're the first one.
Yeah, they're the same as the first one.
No, I'm saying they have to be the first one to answer the trivia correctly. Yeah.
You have to be the first one to answer it correct. We can't give away 50 of these bad boys, fortunately. Cute. All right, let's see what our trivia question is.
Let's see if you know this, Corey.
Let's see.
Which singer was born Georgios Kyriakos Panagiotou?
Well, I don't know.
Georgios Kyriakos Panagiotou.
I don't know.
Well, we shall see.
Big bowl popcorn.
Save the caramel ones.
Behind Uncle Doug.
I want the caramel corn ones.
The cheese is nice because it's soft. And you can't hear me chewing.
Okay, we don't have an answer yet. Still waiting.
Thanks, Candy. Thanks, Sherry.
Which singer was born Georgios Kyriakos Panagiotou? That's some kind of Greek name, apparently. And I don't know the pronunciation.
I don't know.
Peggy! Peggy nails it.
Won it?
Yep. Peggy got it.
Good job, Peggy.
The answer is George Michael.
Good job. And she's going to get that cute earring kit. Here, Peggy, if you want to screenshot this. And who won the first one? Kathy? If you want to screenshot this as I'm holding these up here so you guys can... So there's a screenshot for YouTube. You need to know what they look like for the kits. And then a screenshot for Facebook.
Just gotta get a winner here.
There we go. Peggy and Kathy are twinning. Twinning with their winnings.
So I think we should give them a round of applause.
Good job, Pegs. Congratulations. Woohoo.
Congratulations.
Hi, Juanita.
All right, here we go.
Wham.
That's George Michael. Peggy. Remember Wham?
No. I don't.
Come on. 1980s.
Good job. Love, love, love.
Now you're telling me you have my baby.
Okay.
Tell you that I'm happy. Oh, wait, he has that other Christmas song, doesn't he?
I don't know.
Chime in, everybody. Extra points. What's the George Michael Christmas song?
I will say I am uneducated when it comes to like artists and their songs and so on and so forth. Oh, good. I'm so glad, Juanita. Juanita's a darling. She orders a bunch of these little mystery packs that we have available on the live shop. So she gets like all these cute little charms and all these cute little pendants. And then she emails me. So it's really good because she'll say like, hey, I don't want this theme. I design more towards this theme. So I'm like in my head, okay, let's not grab this stuff and let's grab all like oceany or reptiles or things like that where I'm like, okay, she's gonna love this because this is everything she wants. So you guys can email me about your mystery packs too and be like, hey, Corian, please don't add this, this, and this, but I'm more than happy to receive this, this, and this. We want to curate for you guys. So thank you for always sending those emails.
He's got the answer. It's called Last Christmas.
Ooh.
You know that one? Last Christmas, I gave you my heart.
I know that song.
The very next day, you gave it away. Yeah.
You gave it away.
Right.
Yep. I know that song.
One. Now you know who George Michael is.
That I do. Look, we learned something every day.
Actually quite a star back in the 80s. I'm sure he made a lot of money. I don't think he's with us any longer.
Oh, man. All right. We ready to see some of these pressed leaves? All right. Bye, Uncle Doug. Bringing on these gorgeous leaves. And I'll give you a little close-up of the earrings once I get these pieces on. I think I'm missing a fern filigree, though. I had two that were, one that was a little darker, one that was a little lighter, and then one that, oh, there it is. Grabbing the other dark one here. Give it away. Yep. I know that song. See, that's what I need somebody to do, like a little singing version of whatever song it is, and then usually I'll be like, oh, okay, I know.
Yeah, I'm sure it was only the words with me, not the tune.
Whatever. Okay. I also need some HP3s, which I have those. I'm using HPV3 though, because we were working with solid brass a majority of this, so that's why I used the solid brass version of the head pin. That is the 3-inch head pin. And then these are the pressed leaves that we'll be working with, the solid brass. Look at all the veins and detail in that. That is crazy, and your paint can make that pop. These are those green beads with the little brown speckles I was talking about. They're darling. They're so pretty and earthy. I love them. Hi, MRB. Yes, we're showing some finished jewelry. So earlier today, I curate jewelry in advance, and then during the live, we show how to make everything. So this was one of the finished bracelets that we were demoing, and then we came up with this one to show how to make it. And then we're doing that with a few other things. So that's what we're doing. Hi, okay, Monica. Hi, Monica. You're our second Monica, I think, because we have a Monica Thompson from Alaska that joins us. So it's always fun when we have girls that are twinning some names. So we're just showing how to make some of these pieces. So these are the earrings that we're doing next. But we did just show how to make these earrings. And you can always watch the replay too. So if you happen to join a little bit later in a live, that's totally okay. Save the live and go watch it after it's done whenever you're free. That way you don't feel like you're missing out. So we just did those, and we're moving on to these press leaves, and then we have this necklace to demo last, which I'm excited for. But thank you, Monica. Thank you for joining us, and we're happy to have you. Everybody, welcome Monica. She's over on YouTube. So we're streaming both to YouTube and Facebook. So we have ladies on both. Rhonda, wake me up before you go. George Michael, there you go. Thanks, Rosie. Okay, so now that we've gone through a little bit of an introduction with Monica there, I'm glad that she can join us for today. Let's get into some of this. So we're going to take our flush cutters. We don't need the shears for these because these are thin. But we are going to take this top loop off of this fern. So we're going to cut that off. And you would do that to the other one, but I'm only going to demo the one here. And then let's take this link. This is not a jump ring, it is a link. We're going to take the link off. You don't need that. And then we need our HPVs, or HPV3s, or head pins. We're going to need those for our green beads here. We're going to create a wrapped loop with that. So wrapped loop, you can see is where it kind of squiggles around a little bit. Gives it a little bit more of an upscale look when you add those. Oh, I'm glad you're a jewelry maker. Well, you'll love this. And if you love making jewelry, Monica, you can visit vintageliveshop.com, which is our bulk sale site, or you can visit vintage.com, which is our retail site. We also have a wholesale site as well if you're a wholesale lady. But on the live shop, we do sell kits and samplers to include. So sometimes there will be listings that are full kits, so it comes with everything you need to make it, your pendants, charms, jump rings, beads, you name it. And then other things are samplers, so it comes with all the focals you need. You just need to add your chain and findings. So I think you'll have a really good time browsing that site. And then for these demos and stuff, once you get your product, you can watch the live over and make it with me as I'm on the live. Yes, we go live every Wednesday and Friday. Uncle Doug and I are on Wednesdays, and Jean and Ainsley are typically on Fridays. So you get 2 free classes a week, which is crazy. Okay, so I'm going to come down a little bit on this HP3. I did clip off the head because I don't need the head. We don't need it as a head pin. We want it as an eye pin. Thanks, Juanita. The bracelet is stunning. I love it. And it's so comfortable and lightweight. You wouldn't even believe it. I'm going to bend this over. So we're creating like a little pin here. We're going to cinch that. We're going to grab our chain nose pliers on the end, the short end. And I'm going to wrap that around my base here and then bring it up the front, which I'm going to use my other chain nose here. I'm going to make these loops a little bit bigger than my other ones to hold that loop there. And we're going to wrap this HP3 around. The HP3 is thicker, so it's a little bit tougher to get a wrapped loop than it would be if you're working with an HPF 2.5, which are those pearl head pins, the really thin ones. But it is, I wanted to show that your wrapped loops are doable with the HP3s. You just have to crank it a little bit differently than you would the HP2 or HPFs. All right, tucking that tail. That looks good. You can go down a little bit more if you want more coils, but I'm usually good around that 2-3 mark. So we'll straighten out my pin there. Looks good. We're going to string this bead on. And then we're going to do that same thing, but on the other side. I'm going to come all the way down here. I'm going to go up just a little bit because I need that room for the coil, right? So I'm just going to stick my nail in there and then just push my pliers up a little bit for enough coil room. Maybe just a little bit more. Okay. I'm going to wrap this down and up. So we have our loop there forming. Grab your loop with your chain nose. Grab your end with your other chain nose and wrap for your little loop. You may have some excess, so we're just gonna snip that off with our flush cutters and tuck that tail. And it looks like I'm gonna need to straighten my loops here, so I'm gonna grab a loop on either side, flatten them out so they're facing the right direction. It's looking good. I might pull this one a little bit to the right. It's looking good there. And then for our fern, we're actually gonna wait on that. So we have our wrapped loop for that. Let's paint Let's paint our leaves here to match. So this is the before and the after. So I'm gonna grab a little bit of this. Oh, I left that one in my office. The one, I saw it, I knew I forgot it, and I was gonna grab it again, and then I forgot it again. So I'm grabbing the black antique color, which you are just gonna use the smallest amount of, but you do need it. So we're gonna grab that. Amber yellow. And then I think I had this green in there too. That olive green color. So we're gonna start with these. Olive green, black, and amber yellow in the antique line. I'm gonna start with amber yellow first. You might not see a huge difference because you're doing yellow on yellow, but it's actually easier to see on camera than what I was thinking it was gonna be, so that's good. Yes, over on YouTube, if you guys want to be entered into the Big Loot giveaway, which we do at the end of the live, please like, subscribe, share, comment your first and your last name so we know who to give it to if they win. To claim the Big Loot giveaway, you must have an open order with us on vintageliveshop.com. That's looking really good. So I am not going to blast this with the heat gun yet. And over on Facebook here, to be entered into the Big Loot giveaway, you must react to our live. So like it or love it. And then we will get you entered into that giveaway as well. So I'm brushing some of this olive green into our amber yellow. I'm going super light on top, like I'm barely touching the amber yellow because I still want that super warm tone behind it. Okay, that's looking good. I'm gonna start to heat gun it a little bit. We're still a little wet, which is what I need. I don't want it super dried, just a little bit. And then there's another brown I think I need to bring into here, the sienna brown. A little bit of that. This is going to really deepen it, which is what we want for our fallen leaves. I might have to dry this just a little bit more than what it is. Actually, instead of doing that, I'm just going to pick some of it up. I'll pick a little bit of it up. Sometimes I forget that I can do that. Do we have two Juanitas? If there's two Juanitas, just put your first and your last name in the YouTube comments. If I have two Juanitas, please. Because I may have two Juanitas. I know I for sure have one, but I might have two. Light brushing of that sienna brown with the olive green and the amber yellow. We're going to add a little bit of the, not sepia. Where's my brick red? There it is. And we'll pick up a little bit of that. I might have put a little bit too much amber yellow on this. We'll see. This was a super layered color combo, so we're just gonna keep layering on all those fall colors. That was the brick red. Might need to add a little bit more green to that. Maybe we'll see what a hint of the pale green does to it too. Hi, Amanda. Thanks, Leslie. That was kind of the goal, was to kind of make it look like it was a real old, just fallen leaf. Might add a little bit more green. Just using all of the colors that you would see in the changing leaves come fall. So your greens, your yellows, your brick reds, a little bit of that black. Might bring in a little bit of pale green. So that's what I'm saying, ladies. This one is just layered with all the good colors. And then, what do I keep doing with that paper towel? Pick some of that up. I don't need it super heavy, just to lighten it a little bit. I think this one's looking even more real than the other. This one's more like a changing leaf on the trees. This one's more of like a fallen leaf on the ground. Okay. When I say little, a little itty bitty tiny bit of black. Tiny. Tiny. Teeny tiny. And I'll show you. I'll show you how tiny I mean. Let me bring this little paper over here because this is what I've been using for now. Good. That's all you need. That's probably even too much. That is all you need of the black. Well, maybe, actually, this is paper, so duh, Corian, it's gonna soak in. Duh, duh, duh. Here we go. Little bit. Those are mostly bubbles. Okay, that's plenty. That's plenty. I'm gonna pick it up with my brush and brush it off to the side because I don't need that much. Just little marks of black. And if it's too heavy, stick your finger on it right away and pick it up. That usually helps me with that. And the black spots are kind of like at random, wherever I think it needs maybe a little bit more antiquing. But the black is so subtle, but it seriously makes like the biggest difference. Okay, let's take the heat gun to it for a sec. Also, Monica, is it Baton? Since you are probably a new customer, and this will maybe be your first time ordering on vintageliveshop.com, our first time customers, if they spend a minimum of $75 on the Vintage Live Shop, they get a free bead mat. And if you spend over $100, you're getting the bead mat and an additional gift. And if you spend over $200, you're going to get another gift. So every $100 you spend on the live shop, you get a free gift. If you're a first-time customer and you spend a minimum of $75 on the live shop, you're getting a free bead mat. But then I would just spend the extra, what, $25, $30 and to get a whole nother free gift. So just a little heads up there. It is free shipping on vintageliveshop.com. Every order, every time. So you can place as many orders as you want, and then I will combine those orders and then ship them all together. So just a little bit of info for you, Monica, since I know you're new. But a little good teaser before you place like maybe a $20 order. Think about those free things that you'll get if you meet those minimum thresholds. I do like to say that whenever I can, because even sometimes I forget and I'm like, oh my goodness, if only this customer knew that they got this and this for their first time order, so on and so forth. So I'm glad that we could bring that up. Of course, we're taking the relief block to this leaf now to highlight those leafy veins. Look at how gorgeous. Okay, so this is the one on my finished. And then I'm adding in the one that we just did. So let me put the before in the middle, and then we'll put the afters on the sides. Just crazy what a little bit, sorry, I'm getting shaky, what a little bit of paint can do. Isn't that insane? Look at those colors, you guys. Those are perfect fall colors. Literally, those leaves look real. That's crazy. Thanks, Leslie. Thanks. Is it Jamili? How do you say your name? Jamili. That's cute, though. Well, welcome. If you can tell me how to pronounce your name correctly, hopefully I am, but welcome, welcome. I think this is the first time I've seen you on the live. All right, so yeah, those pressed leaves, incredible, insane with that paint. My gosh. Jamie Lee. Oh, hi, Jamie Lee. Well, nice to meet you. We're just demoing how to make some jewelry here. Thanks, Melody. Does it stay on like that, or do you need a sealer? So what's really cool about our paint lines is that they are self-sealing. You do not need a sealer for these paints. But in the case that you do want to quote unquote seal them or make them last for even longer, we do offer a matte and a gloss glaze in the paint, in our antique line and in our paint line, that you can brush over them to give them, let's say, like a glossy or a more matte look. But they are self-sealing, so you do not need to add a sealer after these. It's pretty incredible. It's all in. It's another reason why they're called one-step antique, because it's literally one step, one and done. You paint, you're done. Love it. Okay. Yes, so if you have any questions, Jamie, or anybody else like Monica who's new, just let me know. And definitely go visit vintageliveshop.com because there's some really cool kits over there. Of course, Leslie. All right, so this fern is next. We need to get this fern attached to this leaf and our bead. So we're going to take the fern stem and we're going to string it through the hole of the pressed leaf. And then you can take your fingers here and just push it down against your leaf. And this is what we're going to create our loop out of, is that stem that's coming up the top. So I'm going to work it forward, and evidently it's going to end up almost going into that same hole that the stem is going into. So let's hold our pieces together. You can kind of pinch it with your pliers too if that helps kind of keep it in place and get it really cinched down nice. And then you're going to grab from the top and you're going to make your loop. That's looking pretty good. I might make the loop a little bit smaller, a little more rounded. That's looking good. And then I did take the relief block to this fern. So we're just going to do a little bit. You can do that before or after. Doesn't really matter. That way it just adds a little bit of some shiny detail on that fern. Love that. We may also sell these ferns in solid brass. I have a bulk pack of them in natural brass on the live shop, but we might have a solid brass version too on the retail site. You can always add like a little bit of black paint or that sienna brown to kind of darken it a little bit. I think that looks spectacular. So now that we have our loop, I can open it, string on my green speckled bead, close that loop. Oop, I might have unformed it. Let me form that again. I like my loops to be pretty circular. I need to bend this one back a little bit. And in. It needs to go down. Sorry. There we go. That's looking good. I do need to cinch this down on the back though, so my fern can move a little bit. Yes. Beautiful. And then on the top here, we just take that ear wire for a direct connection to that loop, which that ear wire is ERV026. Open that up, string it onto your loop, close it. Those are nice that you can do those with your fingers. And there's a little bit of this pressed leaf that is, I need to fix this, hold on. I need to see it up by my eyeballs. The very tip of the pressed leaf was making my fern butt out. And I wanted to make sure that I fixed that. So this little tip of my leaf was kind of folded over toward the front, which was causing a little bit of a placement issue, but that has since been fixed and it looks fabulous. Fabulous, fabulous. So you could do either paint combo there. I mean, they're pretty similar. I recommend if you're doing these, if you're painting these, paint them side by side so you do the same exact paint on one as you do the other. Because sometimes those layering paints can get a little confusing to remember, like what layer you put on first, how much you put on, so on and so forth. So I recommend, that's what I did with these. I just did them side by side. Whatever I did to this one, I did to this one. And then this is what we came up with after the fact. Very pretty. Thanks, Miss Chris. I'm trying to remember everybody's names per their username. Sometimes it's a little hard, but I'm working on it. So please don't be mad at me if I call you by your username. I'm still learning. Okay, I think we're ready for a trivia. Our last trivia for today. and then we will do our we'll do our necklace demo, and then after our necklace demo, we will do the big loot giveaway. So
I think Miss Chris is Patricia.
it's Patricia. Patricia is my Miss Chris.
Patricia Cohen, I believe.
I need to have like a little cheat sheet where it says like who is who. And
That
be like,
would
wait,
get pretty long.
okay. Yeah. All right. While you're doing that for the trivia, this is our next demo that we'll be doing. So this will come shortly after the trivia. Hi, Elizabeth Dawson. And then Uncle Doug's going to do trivia while I see if I can grab the finished version of those. Because I think I might have them somewhere.
Okay, this is a fun one. Very
somewhere.
brief. Got to be quick. What was candy corn originally called?
Ew, candy corn is gross.
Oh, not if you mix it with good stuff.
I don't like candy corn.
Like peanuts.
All I heard
honey
was
roasted
candy
peanuts
corn.
and candy corn.
I don't like
the
it. Dad
best.
likes it. I don't like it though. I think it's gross.
Well,
Okay. So this is the little kit, the earring kit. It's got those 2 ribbed jump rings, the 2 ER40s, and then a bunch of HP 0001s, and then those little beads. So this is what the green version of what this blue
I
kit
know.
will look like are these
Come on,
cute little
Dad.
earrings here. So then you just do your little wrapped loops on those bicones,
Hello.
attach them to your big jump ring, and then your ear wires.
Oh, there's Goose. She just peeked her head in and then she disappeared.
Just barely.
Okay, a lot of people knew the answer to this question,
So who was first?
and it seems like Patricia Cohen's first.
Patricia!
Give her a little clap here first.
Yes. Do mine too. Good job, Patricia. So she's getting this blue earring kit, and then she can make this green, or the blue version of these green earrings. So Patricia, if you want, I'm going to give you a second to screenshot here what the finished earrings look like, if this will help you remember for when you get this in your order. So go ahead and screenshot that, trying to give you a nice view. One for YouTube, and then I'll give a Facebook view too for my Facebook ladies. Doink. Something like that. Cutesy, cutesy, cutesy. Good job,
And what
Patricia.
trivia would be complete without a doodle?
Chicken feed.
Chicken feed,
Interesting.
Patricia Cohen.
I never knew that.
All tastes the same to me.
That's a good candy corn, though.
Yeah, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm. It looked like it would be hard to draw.
Yeah, did you see Nancy poked her head? And you should have her come in and say hi on your screen.
Have her come over. Wherever she's at, she can come over here. I'll welcome her. Welcome her on the live. I'm sure the ladies would love to see her. Not
All right, I'm switching you over to design mode.
Yes, design mode. I'm ready.
Wait, maybe
You like it?
quickly, let's
I
show
don't.
let's show the mega giveaway real quick and backstage pass.
What? Oh. What? Our spinny. Where are we going? Our big
I'd
loot.
like to tell you,
So this is the big loot giveaway. You guys can see. Let me like push this in just a little bit because there's a lot of stuff here. So this is the big loot giveaway. At the end of the live, we put all of your individual names into a spinning wheel, And then we spin the wheel, and whoever that wheel lands on wins this big loot, and they get it shipped to them free in their order. You do have to place an order on vintagelifeshop.com to claim it. But that's a whole lot of really good, just amazing stuff. So get your love reactions in and your like reactions over on Facebook, on YouTube. Please like, share, subscribe, and comment your first and last name to be entered into it. That's a big loot, you guys. Like, look at that piece. That's gorgeous. Gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous. And all the rest of these. Like, this is a green girl piece. A green girl tree. And then you have these really cool maidens. These are pewter-based, silver, antique plated. Just a lot of really good stuff. Which, that's insane that we even give these away every week.
And?
Oh, and our Backstage Pass. You guys will want to get subscribed for that. That is available on vintage.com. So the Backstage Pass subscription is, what, $39 a month, I think? I'm always having to remember between this one and the other one. But anyway, you're getting a monthly stash shipment from me that's worth over $75 worth of materials. You get access to the masterclass library, which you need to be signed into your retail account to access that and be subscribed. But we have over 150 classes in there that you guys can watch. And then you also get exclusive discounts for orders over $50. You get 20% off. Not only that, but you also get a better shipping threshold than people that are not subscribed. So if you're not subscribed, your shipping threshold is $75 before you can get free shipping. Our Backstage Pass subscribers, their shipping threshold is $50 before they can get free shipping. So be mindful. If you're spending $50 and you get 20% off, you no longer are eligible for the free shipping. So add a couple more things to your cart and get that free shipping for sure. Okay, so around $39, yeah. Thank you, Peggy. Around $39, $40 for our Backstage Pass subscription. And then we have a big loot subscription on the live shop. That's $100 a month, and you're getting over $300 worth of product if you sign up for that one every month. And then you also get a class on that as well. So we just love teaching and sharing all the lovely things that we can with you. Okay. Let's move some of these stinkers up top here now that we've gone through those. So we did our bracelets, and we need to get out our components for the necklace. So we have this F103 filigree that we will be using. You're going to use a BC011 bead cap. It's a fluted bead cap. Our fluted flower bead cap. Stunning. Natural brass. So this is what we're going to use to wrap this cab, which you can get in that sampler pack in the full sampler. Elizabeth. Hi, Elizabeth. Make sure you love or like react on Facebook to be entered into the big loot giveaway at the end. I'm going to bring those earrings up too. That way we have some more things up top. Okay. Let's grab our Monstera leaf, our Artisan Copper open leaf, our natural brass tiered flowers. Wherever those ended up at. Pick up my stuff. Did I put it underneath something? Maybe they're over here. I think I have some extras over here, maybe. If I can't find those. Oh, I do. I'm just going to open up a fresh new pack of these tiered flowers. Oh. Tiered flowers. You can get them in a bulk pack. solid brass or natural brass, but the ones I'm using today are natural brass. Ooh, please pop up Cindy's comment. Good comment, Cindy. And then our little flat backs. You're gonna need these stinkers too. Okay. I'm missing a flat back, I think. Somewhere. Which one? The middle-sized one? Okay. So these are the components that you'll need for this. I'm also going to include 2 of the washers that you need for this. They're not in the product photo, but you're going to need 2 of these stinkers. Okay. Lovely, lovely, lovely. What should we start off with? Maybe our tiered flowers. Start off on these gorgeous beauties. I'm so glad you guys are loving the Backstage Pass. It makes me so happy. And my classes for the Backstage Pass, they're always designed on the fly. So I don't care. The only thing I do beforehand is pick out the product. I don't think like, oh, this is what I'm going to make with it. I don't do any of that. I just, here are the pieces. Let's figure out what the heck we're going to do with this selection. So it's really fun being able to get everybody else's thoughts on what can be done, like what colors to choose, how to wrap things, so on and so forth. It's just an all-around really good, fun time for the design on the flies. I think, at least. I'm so happy we decided to go with that format. So got 1 hole punch down there. You want to be very careful with where you're punching these because it's thinner and it's really easy to go off the edges. So I recommend going up significantly more than what you normally would think that you would need to. So like even there, I almost went off. But thankfully I didn't. That one's still okay. Just be mindful. You want to go up just a little bit because it's really, really easy to go off the edges there. So maybe bring your hole punch like up here even just a little bit more. Okay, so we have our tiered flowers there. We're gonna do some Loctite. So I get these pushed up. And this past month on Design on the Fly stumped me. It did. What was I stumped on? Oh, it was that stinking arrow. It was that arrow and that big green crystal. This thing. And I don't even think it was more of like a stump. I think it was like trying to get this stinking arrow to bend was the worst part of it, I think. But I'm pretty sure this was the one that I was really having issues with. But like I said, you never know what you're going to see on Design on the Fly, and I don't even know because I just do it. We just design on the fly. Okay, so with our tiered flowers here, I also am sending in the sampler some tiered flatbacks. So there's going to be a small, a medium, and a large of these flatbacks. And I'm going to dip my head pin into my glue, my Loctite, so I can just apply what I need and not over what I need. So you can probably guess that your smallest one is going to go on the top and then your largest one is going to go on the bottom. I was like, where are my tweezers? There they are. Sometimes I lose things too much. Get that centered and then push down so that the rest of that glue can spread out underneath. I like to do it in a dot so it can spread out as I'm adhering it down. That to lock. Remember, it takes a minimum of 24 hours for your Loctite to actually bond to your metal. And then our smallest one is going to go on top there. And scoot over just a little bit more. Okay. Pretty. And you can just leave these as is and do like maybe some like an ear wire up top and maybe something dropping from the bottom there. I think it's super cute with the little flat backs on it. So I'm going to do the other one here. I don't want to spill my Loctite, so I'm going to lock that up right now. And we'll do big. Medium. Oop. And they're small. Oh. There we go. So those are pressed down. Those are looking good. Oh, the knots on the arrow, yeah. That was a fun one. I think we used like 16 gauge art metal colored wire to wrap around or through the center of the green bead and then around the arrow. But the arrow was so thick that it was really hard to bend. Okay. These are going to come like that. Next we can get into this. I added a little bit of paint, but I think I want to add a different color to this one. I used the pale green to match the capstone there on the original design, but I want to get rid of the silver on this one. I just want to see what we can do with this. I've painted them green before. I don't really want to do green. Maybe we'll do that. I don't know if I'm going to like that with that. Maybe try some... No, maybe I just need to do the pale green. We'll just need to do the pale green. I'll do a thicker coat of pale green though. I think the cab is just too pretty and I don't want to add a color to fight the cab. Pink? We could try pink. Let's do Aunt Nancy's suggestion. Need to get a pink though. I never have a pink in my arsenal over where I'm at because I never use it. But I love a good challenge. So maybe we'll do some, what is this one? Metallic pink? Fuchsia? Maybe a little bit of cameo pink? Yeah. We're gonna do those. That one?
What is it? I just grabbed it
I think
off the shelf.
that might be,
Oh, you're on
that's
TV.
Dago Chlor. That's okay.
Okay.
We'll try that one too. We'll try, yeah. Okay. So Aunt Nancy gave me this pink, which is pretty dang close too. This one's the Dago Chlor Stain, which is pretty close to the cameo pink here. Probably the same color, actually. I think it's just two different lines. So cameo, I think this one's metallic pink. I don't think this one's the fuchsia. It might be like butterfly wing or something. The pinks, I'm just not very educated on their names, and whatnot. This one's going to be cute though. Maybe we'll do... Should we do like a burst? Let's try a burst. But I do want to take that jump ring off though. Let's try a burst here. Okay. I'm going to add some of this. Maybe. Need to unclog it first. Whatever was clogging it was definitely clogging it because it bubbled back up out at me. Cameo paint. I'm just going to kind of add these in. And then I'll mix them. I want to do a little bit more heavier on the pink. So I have some color to move around. The cameo in the center. Pop some of those, I think. I need to hold my piece. So I'm bringing out the pink to the corners, and then I'm going to move the coral around in the center. Which is a plated item, so it might help a little bit if you sand your piece before, if you're not worried about the plating too much. Okay, cameo. Let's start our heat gun. I'm going to drag the color a little bit as I'm using the heat gun and kind of go from different angles to move it. I think the center is definitely going to need a little bit more time to dry because it looks a little thick in there. Let me take some of this pink. Maybe we'll give it let's give it some texture. So this center paint dries a little bit faster. I don't want to take all of the paint away, but I want to get some of this kind of jostled up in here a little bit. Because I want to top it with resin, because we haven't done any resin work today. And this is a trust the process, so it might look a little wonky right now, but trust me. Trust me. I need the cameo again. Trust me, trust me. So we get a little more texture out of this cameo that's in the center while using our heat gun. And a little bit more of this pink. It needs to be like heavy in the middle, but also not, because I need that texture. I mean, I don't need it, but I want it. I want that texture. Ooh, that's getting there. Trust the process. And layer, layer, layer. Okay, we need a little more cameo paint. heat gun. Want some texture. And keep picking up a little too much of that in the center there. I think on this last one I won't pick up anymore. I'm just gonna add a little bit of color into those more silvery areas. And then we'll leave it toasting. Leave it toasting. Okay. Toast it. Yes. Okay. We're gonna let that sit for a moment. I'm gonna grab my resin. I was not planning on doing resin work today, but I think it's going to look fantastic with the texture and then that really pretty, like glassy, finished look. Let me plug in my UV light here too, because we'll probably get into the wrapping of the cab while this is curing. I need a vacation, girl. The Caribbean would be really cool. Okay, my silicone brush. I don't want to lift up all my paint here. I'm just guiding my resin around. Ooh, that might have been too much. We'll see. Oop, I'm definitely going to have a little bit of spillage because I went over my edges. That's okay, because you can always clean that up too. Get your resin all over your piece. All the way up into the corners, all the way to the edges. Okay, I need to clean up this resin that's underneath though. So, UV light goes on. I need a little bit more paper towel. And then Uncle Doug's handy dandy scooper tool set that he made for me. See, I have a little bit of spillage underneath there. That's okay though. Wipe that up. Take care of that right away. How long does the paint last? It's supposed to be permanent. I mean, obviously, think about like normal wear and tear, but it's permanent. You can also use it on your outdoor pots and planters. If you paint copper pieces with paint, do you still get the green stain from the copper, or does it seal the copper enough? I cannot answer that because I don't know. I would think that if you sealed it, you wouldn't have a problem with the copper oxidizing like that. But you would probably have to seal both sides. Okay, it should prevent patina occurring, is what Vintage is saying there. Which makes sense. I didn't want to say for sure in the case that I was wrong. So, good deal. While that's curing, I'm going to come in, I'm going to poke a hole right in the center of my F103. Boop. Right in the center there. Grab a bench block. Hammer. And just on that center dot in your hole punch, whack that down. And then you can stick your hole punch through there again if it closes. Hole punch. Perfect. My little hole. And you're also going to flatten out this sucker. So your bead cap. You're just going to hammer the top. And it will slowly make its way down flat. So there's that, but we want to go all the way. So keep going. So this is the same bead cap that we used in these earrings. What was it, last week or the week before? But we stopped where the petals got flat and still kept that dap for shape on these earrings. But for today, we're going all the way flat. Flop it over to the other side. Looking good, looking good. So flat, flat. Okay. F103. And washers. Wherever I put those stinkers, there they are. Gonna name those. And rivet. RV040. Which is our tube rivet. This one. You need one of those. And then, oh yeah, for sure, Leslie. So here, this is the before, because I do have some extra here. So this is the before. Don't let it roll out of my hands. This is before the fluted bead cap. So this looks stunning, like on top of beads. And then if you hammer it from the top, your petals will spread, and then it'll keep this little dap there in the center. So from this to that, and then we went past the dap on this one and went fully flat. Oh, okay. I need to think for a second on my brain. So next, I always, if I'm wanting to wrap something, I always lay whatever I want to wrap on top of the piece to see if I have enough room to mold up over the cab like that. And actually, we're just gonna put this up for a second, because I am so tired of it getting in my face. Okay. That looks pretty dang good. For sure be able to get those up and over the piece. So it looks like I'm going to start my curves maybe on that second loop down. So I'm just going to eyeball this and bring some of these up. And then I can form it more once I get my cab in there. if I need to pull, you know, two of the sides up more than the other sides. But I'm just doing a really nice, just initial kind of set here to see. I'm going to push this down a little bit. So I want to make sure my flat end is like flat, flush against the cab. So I'm going to say that these are, I'm going to fold these back down a little bit. So these are the two that I'm going to be using against the lengthwise or widthwise. So I'm going to undo these again. I'm going to come up a little bit farther out. Okay, that's looking good. Maybe a little bit of a longer pliers here. I like to cinch kind of as I'm holding down that cab in the center. Be careful you don't pinch your fingers, please. But I like to cinch them in as I'm holding it down. That looks great. And then I know that I can fold these up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this out and we're going to adhere this together. So you're going to use your rivet is going to be first. And then I think it's the F103, yeah. So F103, which I might need to extend that hole a little bit. So let's do that. The bead awl, stick it in the hole, make it a little bit bigger so we can fit that through. Okie dokie. Now, the reason why we're using the rivets is because this hole is a little bit bigger than that rivet, right? So it can kind of move around and go up and down, side to side. So we're going to put a washer down on top of the F103. Then we're going to lay our bead cap down. And then you're going to lay your other washer on top. And you really kind of have to make sure that everything's flat in between. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to smash all these areas again so we can make sure that we get them flat. You're going to need all the room that you can get. Especially if you're one of those like me that likes to use these rivets instead of the other ones. And we need to extend that hole again. Chain those. Washer. Might hammer this a little more thin. That one, and then our other washer. It's gonna go right on top. And it gives you just enough room to hammer it down, but be careful because you're gonna want to hold it together. But it can be a little bit of a tight squeeze with your hammer. Now you can probably tell why we didn't fold those up yet. And actually, I do need to, hopefully I didn't crank that too down. Because I'm going to have to redo my side. Oh, okay. We're good. We're safe. I was like, I did not crank that down all the way, thankfully. Okay. That's looking pretty good. Looks like I can cinch a little bit here, though. If I can reach it. Make sure that's more centered. All right. Green cab is next. We're going to take the cab and put it into our little placeholder there. Still looking pretty good on the sides. So we're going to fold up some of these. And get our initial shaping. Whenever I'm pulling up on something that I have riveted, I'd like to hold down the rivet area just in case. Okay, those are looking like they're starting to come together here. So I'm going to start folding them in. And grabbing closer toward the bottom so I can make sure that the bead cap is following the shape of the cab here. And just form it around. I think this one I'm going to have to grab a little bit lower. I don't know if my pliers will stretch that far. I need to use my other ones. There we go. You can see where there's like a little bit of space at the base that I wanted to bring up there. And you can always add resin or glue to the back of this if you don't want your cab area shifting. But I think it's fun, because then if somebody wants it the other way, they can have it the other way. We love functional jewelry. Mending it, bending it, forming it. I'm almost all the way there. Okay, that's pretty dang close. Like, you can go around and around and around and really just cinch everything down. I won't keep your attention for that long doing it over and over and over, but sometimes that's just what you have to do when you're wrapping. Just go around and around and around until you're all cinched down. I do need to bend this out a little bit though. A little bit more. That's a little more flat. Okay. See how our resin piece is doing. Oh. Might need to cure the back of this too, because I might have had a little bit of leftover resin on the back. I'll just wipe some of that up with a paper towel. That looks good. Let me just pop that back under there for the maybe like the little bit of resin that's left. Okay, So our monstera is almost done, but now we have our filigree wrap. So what did I use? JR20s. How many more of those out here? So I'm gonna take a few JR20s here, or two, couple. These are going to connect into the pre-made loop of your tiered flowers. And then one of your top holes of your filigree here as your little chain extender, your fancy chain extender. I love it when pendants and charms and things are used in chain like that, or as chain. Do the other one. That one's going on the other side. Okay, and then you can use that JR40 that came with your monstera. Let's take a peek at this now. That's looking really good. There is one little spot in here though I want to get out. It looks good. So this is that monstera with the texture and the resin, the coral and the other pink. You can always paint your cab too if you want your cab a different color. I think I've seen Ainsley do that before. There we go. And that's going into this center hole. Okay. And there's the start of your pink monstera leaf. Love it, like it. The chain used on my finished one up here. Like I said, it's not soldered, so you can open and close those links. It's the same chain that I used on the dragonfly bracelet. It is CH001. Natural brass chain up into a JR20 to a JR40, then a CL0003, and then another JR20 to your chain. But you can always connect your chain directly to your closures if you want, because you can open and close it. So the little bit of pale green that I added to here is, I mostly tried to get it inside these crevices to make it pop a little bit more, and then I did a light brushing of it over top. But green or pink, could even do more. Maybe let me just, I'm gonna try something to my finished piece here. I'm liking the brown over the silver. I was like a little bit of the sienna brown. And then maybe I would add kind of making this one a little more layery like our other one. So it's more like rustic and antique looking. Let's take the heat gun to that. Because I'm one that likes to change things up, especially after I've already made something. I'm like, oh, I need to add a little bit of this, or I need to add a little bit of that. Okay. You what? You actually like the pink version more? Peggy, you're only saying that because it's Aunt Nancy's anniversary tomorrow. No, I'm just kidding. I think it looks stunning with the pink. So it's so vibrant and bright. You have like a little bit of the green. The pink does match really well with that light green up there, though. It is very pretty. Maybe I want to add like a little bit of... I'm just getting antsy. Like I want to do something more to this, but I don't want to like totally ruin it. This is more of like a hard dry brush type antique. Just to add some texture, some color. I like to just paint. Paint and add color and do whatever. Okay, those look great. Those look great. Let's see. Okay, side by side. More greeny, more pinky. We'll do like one here, one there, one there. I really do like the pink though. The pink's very pretty. Good work, everybody. Okay. Let's see, was there anything else that I was forgetting? We did all of our trivias, all of our jewelry. Okay. I think we are ready for the look. Does everybody want to see what this stuff looks like on? You will have to get some of the antiques for sure. There are a couple really good sets too. If you didn't want to get like the full set, there are some really good antique sets. I should probably tell you guys like my favorite colors to use probably consist of a lot of the colors, but I would say my main hitters are greens and blues. For sure. Probably not that blue. Okay. So these are probably my main hitters. And I'll go through them here. These are the ones that I use probably most often. So blue-violet color shift. Super pretty. You know what? Maybe one of these lives, would you guys like to see like each of the paints swatched onto something? Like metal and wood. So I have like maybe a piece of wood and some metal and do like swatches. Is that a live that you guys would be interested in to see what the paints look like on wood, on metal, and then you guys can like write down which ones you like the most? Let me know. Okay, so blue-violet color shift is definitely my all-time favorite, I would say. It's so pretty. It does, like it says, it has that blue-violet color shift. It's stunning. Verdigris blue is also another good one. Metallic copper I use a lot. Olive green. Probably not as much pale green. I'll keep that one off to the side. Teal blue. Metallic gunmetal. And sienna brown. These are probably my all-time favorite paints. Okay. Oh, looks like a lot of hitters on that one. Okay, you guys want to see a live like that? Yeah. Maybe I'll do some Maybe I'll do a live that's more surrounded around paints. Would you guys, what gold paint do I like? I like the metallic gold. It looks funky right now. This is without it shaken. So this is actually a really good, here we go. I have another metallic copper that I don't think has been shaken. So this is a really good way for me to show you guys why you need to shake your paints. Let's see if there's, okay. These ones are probably the two better examples. Especially the metallics, okay? Look at the separation. Look at where all of my metallic is. It's down at the bottom. You need to shake your paints. So here, you see this. Or here, maybe I'll shake the other metallic copper one. So we can leave this one look like it is. We need to shake them. Shake them, shake them, shake them, and keep shaking them. And now look. Metallic gold and metallic copper. This is why you need to shake your paints. They're gonna look funny. You're gonna be like, what the heck is going on? What's wrong with these paints? Even after shaking some, like the metallic gunmetal, you'll see some paint that has maybe like adhered to the plastic in there. So sometimes it looks like it's not mixed, but I swear it's mixed. It's just a little bit of that leftover color. But yeah, that will probably always stay there. Do know that it is mixing though. I do want to point that out. So maybe I'll do a live. Do you guys want like sampler packs, like wood samplers and metal samplers that I can sell like as we're painting? Because we do need to sell stuff during a live. I can't just do a live for paint swatching. I wish that I could. And we'll maybe do some deals on paints and stuff too. But I would love to be able to show you guys what all these paints look like on metal and wood side by side. I think would be a really good representation. The shelf life of these. So some of the metallics, we have had to discontinue in the past because they did not last as long. But a lot of the paints that I have are the same paints that I first got when we first started filling these. Was it 2 years ago, Uncle Doug? Longer, 3 years now, 4 maybe? Yeah, so, I mean, some of my paints haven't gone bad. So it's really hard to be able to say like, hey, this is what their shelf life is, because some of these I've had for 4 years and the problematic paints we have since discontinued. So I would say that they're gonna last you a long time as long as you're taking care of them. We cannot control the environment outside of our building, right? So they need to be in AC. You need to keep them out of the sun. Like, you need to be mindful that they're always capped all the way, that you're shaking them. Rhonda says hers are probably 10 years old, which you might have some of our old patinas that we don't sell anymore, as we do have some new paint lines, but they do last. Pewter pendants with the cutouts like leaf and dragonfly. I do have those. Do you want them put on the live shop, Pam? Because I know I have some overstock of some of those items. That's actually a good idea. Let me put that in examples of tools to use with them. Okay. Amanda says she's got original vintage paints that are still fine. So that's what I'm saying. We've had these for several years. A lot of them have been okay, and the problematic ones we have since discontinued. So, and if you do have a paint issue, please let me know. way easier for us to know what's going on if we're told what's going on. So like if you have a paint go bad, say this is how I'm storing it. This is the paint that went bad. This is how long I've had it for, blah, 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 blah. Let us know because that gives us more information on you and how they operate. Are you talking about these blanks, Pam? The ones with the little cutouts in them, like the arrow and the leaf here. I think I do have a few other ones. They do say patina. Okay, that's definitely our old line from Ranger, which is no longer in production. But once you're done with those, and if you need to get some more, we definitely recommend our new paint line. It's perfect. Well, 3 paint lines. We have our Ultimate Paint line, which is more of your opaque, enamel type paint. Your stains are more focused towards the wood because you can see through them more. You can see like the wood grain. And then the One Step Antiques are the perfect blend between the two. So they're really, really good for these. Ooh, these are not ink. These are paints. They act a little bit like an ink, but they're definitely paints. But yeah, we have the ones that are more opaque, which Rhonda, I'm thinking that maybe you'll want to be directed more towards the Ultimate Paint line. But if you're looking for more of that inky type feel, definitely the Antiques. Okay, amazing. So we'll figure out something to do for a future live on the paints and being able to show you guys some swatches and things with that, because it looks like there was a ton of interest for those. All right. In other news, are we ready for the look? I think we're about ready for the look. I need to get my camera switched over on my end. And we're going to not do the triple back. We're going to do the camera. I don't want to go ultra wide on front. Hello. All right, I gotta get my views. That looks fantastic. Okay. So you would do all 3 types, as in Ultimate Paint, One Step Antique, and the Ultimate Stain. If you don't work a lot with wood, don't mind getting the stains for now. Just do what you're comfortable using. But I probably personally, I like working with the antiques more than the stains and the paints. But that's because I like more just antique and less enamel look. If you are looking for more of that thick, opaque enamel look, definitely go with the paints. Okay. Make sure that I'm getting a good view here. This is that first necklace, the necklace that we actually just finished demoing. So pretty. Make sure you get a nice view of that. And what's really cool about this chain is that if you want it longer or shorter, you can do that. So the clasp here can hook into whatever chain link you need it to. So you can go super short, or you can go as long as you need it. Maybe we'll go up a little bit more and see what it's like as more of a choker look. So this is just a little bit higher. I might go a little bit lower and less choker on this because I do have those 2. Otherwise, you can come like way up here and do something. But maybe just do a little bit lower with the chain. It's like, where the heck is my clasp? I'm gonna try to go just a little bit lower here. Okay. Yeah. That's so pretty. And then your leftover chain, oh, it's on this side, can just hang there. It can hang off the back of your back. But they are so pretty. And I love the little flat backs that go from large to small. Very pretty. Thank you, ladies. Thank you, ladies. All right, so that is one necklace. Maybe I'll just leave that on because I don't have another necklace, so we'll just leave it on. Pretty as is. Thank you, Patricia. All right, we're ready for that bracelet next. Let me get it clasped here first. Where's my little claspy dude? Uncle Doug made me a clasp helper, but I always lose it. I have a piece of wire here that'll help though. Okay, if you need help getting a clasp on, take some wire, bend it. String it through your jump ring. Hold it with your thumb, and then you can usually wrap it around and get your clasp hooked. I'm one of those. I know I said it a little bit earlier that I prefer tight bracelets. Jeez. My hands are sweaty. I can't get my clasps to open. I might need to run over to Uncle Doug's office. Oh, I got it. Okay. That's that. Maybe I'll take this stinking hair tie off. There we go. This is that dragonfly bracelet. It cups my wrist perfectly with those leaves. That's stunning. That's so pretty. But yeah, see, it's just perfect. And it's not pokey. It's so light. But it looks big. Like, look at it from this back view here. Look at how big it looks on my wrist. It doesn't feel like it's huge. But it's huge, you know? It's so pretty. And you know what I love about our jewelry and stuff like that is that you're probably not going to find somebody else that's wearing it unless the designer themselves are making multiple versions. That's your favorite, Juanita? I'm glad. Maybe I'll leave that one on too. And then we have our 2 pairs of earrings, right? So let's put on this one. Let's see if I can get it in my ear here before I put you guys up there. See, look at this combo between the necklace and the bracelet. Oh, okay. Earring is next. Let me just move this up there. There we go. How pretty is that? Just a nice fallen leaf. So pretty. Doink, doink, doink. It does pop. Oh, yes. Especially if you're new here. We have a jewelry group on Facebook. It's called DIY with Vintage. And you can post your jewelry there. And a lot of our ladies that watch the lives also post things that they make. So it's a really fun, great, supportive community. Especially if you have like questions and stuff. All of them are super amazing and ready to answer questions. So definitely join in on those groups and post things that you make or questions that you may have. And then we have one more pair of earrings, right? Oh, I'm excited to see what these stinkers look like. Ooh, the fallen leaf earring's your favorite? I think the one that I'm putting on right now is my favorite. You'll have to let me know which one you like more. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Stop. Oh man. That is something. Those are so beautiful and simple and romantic. Oh, just add a little bit of color there. Like, I should have put up the little bit of green. We do have the messenger chat too. So Facebook Messenger, we do have a group chat for the ladies on there as well. So the green's a little bit hard to see the difference like by the ear, but yes, painting the little lily drop would be so pretty. You guys, look at the earring and the necklace together. Hold on, for my other ladies. I have like two different views. I have a Facebook and a YouTube, so I want to make sure you guys can see them kind of together. Facebook's lucky though, because they have the vertical, which is easy to see, but YouTube's lucky too, because then they get the far away look and the close-up look. So you just got to pick whatever platform you like watching on more, but the last pair of earrings for the win? I think so. All right, Elizabeth. You know what I have? A scale. We'll see how heavy these are. What do you guys think? How much do you think this earring weighs? I'm really hoping it's within the threshold because it feels really good on my ear. Let me flip this back around to back so we can see. Go back. Okay. What do you guys think? I mean, it feels weighted, but it doesn't feel like it's like I'm going to split my earlobe. Okay. Peggy thinks 5.6. Cindy likes both earrings. I'm going to bring it off to the side and weigh it. Ooh, we're right on the cutoff. It's like 7 grams. That's actually a lot heavier than what I was thinking it was going to be. We'll just leave it at 0.04 and we'll just take away 0.04. Tear. I'm on something else. These ones are a little heavy. Most of that weight's coming from that lily drop though. But that's right on the cutoff. You can go, I heard that 5 to 6 is ideal. 7's a little heavy, but you don't want to hit 8. That's when you're getting into the costume jewelry and you can only wear it like for a couple hours at a time before your ear starts hurting. But even if you, listen here, even if you didn't want to do it as an earring, yeah, see, my scale's definitely off. I don't think we need to substitute the crystal. I think my scale keeps tearing over, up, and up. I think it's because my battery's about dead, so that might not be the most accurate count. It's closer to 7 than anything. But you could just take this off, take this ear wire off, and make it into a necklace pendant. Like this. Hold on. I thought I had some CH101 over here. Maybe I wonder if CH0002 will fit through there. Ooh, yeah. Okay. That's a very pretty necklace. Just by switching out that ear wire for the CH0002. Or for a third pair of earrings, yes, you could leave that off too and just do those. Okay. Yeah, because it just went up another 5 and there wasn't even anything on it. Uncle Doug's. It's under 7. Yes! Perfect. That's what I want. Thank goodness. Yeah, I think it's.
Batteries.
I know it's like on its last little thing. Okay, it's under 7 grams. That's all I need. That's all I care. Oh, that's true, Peggy. You could always sand it if you wanted to get a better weight. But I think this would be a stunning necklace as well. Even if you wanted to do it as like, if you wanted to do without the lily drop and then just this for earrings and then do the lily drop for the necklace. If the 7 is if it's too heavy for you. But that's so pretty. Let's see. Hold on. From like a far away. Ooh. That's a little bit harder of a view. But I think that's stunning as a necklace. Oh, pull it up a little bit. There we go. It looks so cute. All right. That's all I got there for you. Is everybody about ready for the Big Loot giveaway? We're going to spin for that here in a second. If I could get Uncle Doug to send me the YouTube names while I grab my Facebook ladies. I'll grab my Facebook ladies and let's see who is going to take home that Big Loot. Make sure you have your orders placed. If you have questions, in-depth questions that, one, either weren't answered on the live today, or you just want to message me, email me. It's warehouse@vintage.com. And I will get back to you as soon as I can. All right, so we're pulling
So you got the names now.
YouTube ladies. And get rid of that can't be on full screen yet. Okay. So get rid of these. Jayla way. Oh, I'm not even. That's another thing that I forget sometimes is the thing. Maybe let's pop up that sale graphic again.
A good idea.
While I'm getting this. So we are running a chain and finding sale on all of our sites, retail, wholesale, and live shop. 30% off chain and findings. There is a promo code you'll see there at the top. FIND, F-I-N-D 2026, FIND 2026. And you'll enter that into your cart. For the live shop specifically, you will need to add $50 worth of chain and findings to your cart before that code will work. I did have some people say that the code wasn't working with the samplers, so I am going to look into that. But do get your orders in, and we will make sure that you are taken care of. And get your orders going, which I should be getting orders out tomorrow from last week, and I'll try to get what I have from today into those orders. I was gone Monday again because little Aries got sick and needed to go to the vet again. So I think I'm gonna start just living at the vet.
Oh.
Because
no.
They're expensive.
Yes.
Very expensive.
You need to find some home remedies for those dogs.
Oh, I know. It was very unpleasant though, what I had to deal with. I won't go into details, but it was unpleasant. And she's
Thank
still being
you.
unpleasant. Okay, I'm ready for the spinny wheel if you are.
This doodad?
Look at that! Autumn fall leaves for today.
All right, Corey.
All right.
Settle down.
Let's see who won. I think Peggy still needs to win. I don't think she's ever won before, so I think there's a
Yeah, we
few
got
other
quite
people.
a few names here.
Here it goes. Has Lisa Mack won a big loot recently?
I gotta check.
Because we have to make sure they can only win once every 6 months. So,
Yeah, Lisa's too recent.
okay, Lisa's too recent. Let's spin again. 1, 2, 3. I think Amanda's
Yeah,
won
she's
recently.
recent too.
Okay, your chances are getting better
Wow,
with every.
3 chances, 3 spins already.
Here we go. Rosie. How's Rosie?
Let's see. What does Rosie think? Has she won it recently?
Rosie or Rosalie?
I'm not seeing it, so I think she's good to go. I think
Ooh,
Rosie's a winner.
Rosie. Rosie is our big loot winner for today. Heck yeah, girl. That's so fun. I hope she's one of those that has not won before, because that's always good, and she's been such a great customer too. Rosie. Hopefully she's still in here. If she's not, I'll just text her something and let her know that she has won it. She's probably already got her order in anyhow.
Why don't you show what you won?
If she hasn't, if she has not placed her order, I will send her a message. But if she's placed her order, maybe I'll just let her see it in her order when it comes to her as like a little surprise.
You can put that on the side, Corey.
Oh, well, you didn't flip the screen yet. So I was going to bring it out in front. There we go. Cute. That's a big loot there.
That's a nice loot. A lot of color, coppers in there and brass.
I love that. This one's probably my favorite out of that whole thing. The small miracles.
Oh, that's a nice little pin.
It's so cute. But lots of good stinking stuff in there. And who knows, you may be a winner, so come back every Wednesday for a chance to win a big loot. That's a big loot. All right.
Lots of loot.
Let me see. Since I do have Facebook open, and I forgot to ask Jean once again. She probably told me what she was doing, or what they are doing for Friday, and I just haven't remembered. Usually, I'm pretty good about that, but let me just take a peek here. I know we're running the chain sale, the chain and finding sale through Monday. Monday's the cutoff. So make sure that you take advantage of that, because it's only for a few days.
Yeah, the live ends on Monday for live shop warehouse sales. I think the wholesale is going longer.
Wholesale will go a little bit longer?
Yeah, wholesale will go approximately a week.
Okay.
And then retail may be the same.
Okay. So live shop is for sure only until Monday, though.
Through the weekend, yeah.
Okay. Sounds good. Well, I'm sure Ainsley and Jean will have something really cool for Friday. Because I don't see anything in here about what they're doing. So just be on the lookout for Friday's live at noon. Ainsley and Jean will be going live together. I think it was just Jean last week. It was just Ainsley the week before that. And so you'll get them both this Friday. Congratulations to all of our trivia winners and our big loot winners. Thank you so much for all of our new watchers today. I know Monica was one of them. I think we had a new Juanita today. I think Leslie's more new. I think I've seen her a few times. Elizabeth is on the more new side. There's several ladies that I don't see here every week, but I'm glad that I'm seeing you starting to join more frequently.
Yeah, when you join in,
good.
just chime in and tell us who you are, where you're from.
Yeah.
It's a nice community. We love to know all of you.
Super sweet. And you put up cool comments. We're going to post your comments up so everybody can see them. Don't forget to go follow Aunt Nancy, Rocky Hill Quilts on Instagram. She is a gem and you will love it. All right, everybody. We will see you. Oh, wait. Hold on. Is it the third Monday this next week? 1, 2, 3. Next week is the Vintage Stash review. Monday. Monday is the Vintage Stash review.
So you get to see 3 times.
Monday or Tuesday, but I think it's, yeah, Monday. The
Usually
third
it's
Monday
right?
of every month is when we're doing it. So join me on Monday if you're a Backstage Pass holder. Nobody else gets to see those. Just my
What's
Backstage Pass holder. So sign
for late
up for the
joiners?
Backstage Pass subscription on vintage.com if you want to join me on Monday for our Design on the Fly. And then don't forget, Ainsley and Jean on Friday at noon. We'll see you guys later. Bye.
Bye.